Hey! Couché.
I see. Papa Shay.
I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To run my kingdom, you must shoot fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
Wow.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
We made it. That's a long ass intro, right? But let me tell you about that intro. I get sensitive when I see Alonzo on there because that dog was all of that in a bag of chips.
Can you bring the laptop in there for a second? I just thought about how to get the microphone to work.
Yeah. No, get the water. I got my water.
Yeah. I'm good. You got me muted? You got
Now, yeah. Go ahead.
check.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow.
All right, people. This is the interview you've been waiting for. Got my boy Rich Debarry.
Wow.
La Fundacion, the foundation.
That's right, baby.
Hey man, I want to say that we became cool people and friends based on social media. When I saw you, how you was doing the dog food, like you were passionate about it, and then you showing the factory packaging it in.
Yeah.
I don't see too many raw dog food companies doing that.
No.
You know, and I was like, oh, he's a brother too?
Mhm.
What? I was like, yeah, I gotta keep my money in my community. It's got to go around a few times, right?
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on the show. And I told you before we went live, I told you earlier today when you thought it was 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I said, no, bro, you in Central Standard Time. You're in Louisiana.
Louisiana, baby.
Yeah. And I was saying that season 3 with me and Leo and Miles, that we're gonna our first episode, it's going to be coming down there. We're going to do a whole episode of how you started in the dog game, the Presa Canario, how you started in the food game. We're going to take a visit from the factory, how the food is made, all that stuff. Because I would tell you, be honest with you, when I saw that you had the raw food, and I put my name on this one, so I get all my raw dog food now from Rich, right? Now, I will say that in the past, I got my dog food from Texas Tripe, Roger. He's really good, but Roger's on a bigger scale now. I like to get with people who it's like a family, right? And you ship the shit out. I think it ships every Monday.
Yes, sir.
And I'm in California. You ship it 2-day air, or is it
3-day?
3-day air?
Sometimes UPS, FedEx will make it 4 days.
Yeah.
So it's typically 3 to 4 days tops.
And when I get it, people, it's still frozen solid.
And it's summertime.
So, yeah, in the summertime.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks for coming to the show, man. Like I said, I'm new to this podcast thing, but it just feels natural to talk to real people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for having me. It's
and
an honor.
I want to get into like some of the aspects of what it actually took to get to where you are in regards to where you're trying to be, because I know you're not done. You ain't plateaued yet.
No.
Right? But let's get into the raw dog food thing. So tell me, man, like from start to finish, because I'm a newbie in the dog game, right? But I do know raw food is the best food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I know with raw dog food, you got to have the source. So I mean, like, do you have access to a farm or all that kind of stuff? So tell me how to start, man, because you gotta have cows to
Yeah.
make this happen. Go
And
ahead.
listen, like, it's something amazing about life. When you have pain, it causes you to address the pain.
Yeah,
And that's how the dog food business started for me. It was pain because I had at that time, I want to say 7 Presa Canarios, and I had them on kibble first. I
yeah.
was feeding I want to say it's pronounced Inukshuk kibble, which is
That's I know about them.
yeah, highly recommended kibble. I mean, very high in protein. They have a 32. Like I was feeding, ordering pallets. I became a distributor of it. Like I was in. So one day I'm just Googling and somehow raw versus kibble popped up on my screen. I'm like, I never thought about this before because my old school mentality was raw meat make the dogs mean and aggressive and this and that. Like, did the
Yeah,
dog get worms? Like, and I still get these questions today myself. So
right.
when people say it to me, I understand why they're saying it. So I try to at least educate them. So I started reading Google, and the more I started, I'm the type of person when I go down a rat hole, I go all the way in.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I started looking at the facts and the scientific studies and the statistics on how much more healthier and beneficial it was for the dog versus kibble and how kibble is processed and the manufacturers. And it's a kibble facility close to me. And I went by it and I could tell if you've never been by a kibble facility and smelt the fact, you will not feed your dog kibble again. It's horrible.
yeah,
So just to research, man, I started digging because I had a pain. So what happened was when I realized I needed to make this conversion because I'm an athlete, I've always been an athlete, and we know as an athlete, you can eat fast food or if you eat clean food, your body performs at a much higher level. I mean,
yeah,
nobody can argue that. So it's no different than your dog. You can feed them kibble, or you can feed them a raw, and the dog is going to optimize at a higher level. So
yeah.
I made that conversion, and what I was doing, and this is where the pain part came in. I was going to Walmart, going to the butchers. I was buying ground beef from here, buying liver from here, trying to find cow tongue and organs and intestines and green tripe. Not many people know what green tripe. You'll see bleached tripe at the grocery store. It's white, but you won't see real raw green tripe. Like it stinks.
Yeah, I like real bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
real bad.
stinks. But it's healthy for the dog. So I was on the phone complaining to one of my partners that's in the dog game that he's mentored me when I got into it with the Presa Canarios. And I was like, hey, man, I'm tired of I got to go to the grocery store. Just how much money I'm spending. It's more than kibble, but kibble, I realized what the benefits are for raw. And he was like, why don't you just get it manufactured? I was like, what? He said, why don't you just get somebody to make it? I said, what do you mean? He said, you can get the raw dog food pre-made. Like find a manufacturer. Like I got one, and I'll turn you on to him. He's all in Iowa. So I'm like, bruh, like I'm in Louisiana. He
Right.
said, well, look, this is what we'll do. So we made this plan out. So it was a guy down in Florida that was getting 44,000 pounds of raw dog food every 2 months. 44,000.
That's a lot, man.
That's an 18-wheeler load full of raw dog food, like raw beef. And when it really started clicking, I met the gentleman and I went to his facility. If you've never seen 300 dogs at a facility before,
Never.
bro, it's amazing. And the next layer to it was to see he was feeding 300 dogs raw dog food was what he used the dogs for. So he had 300 greyhounds, and he is a blood transfusion facility where they take the blood from the greyhound because greyhounds have the type of blood like I think it's an A positive that's for humans that's pretty much good for
Yeah.
So greyhounds have the blood type that is good for all dogs. So for him to be feeding his dogs this raw dog food versus kibble, let me know as far as an optimal level because the blood has to be clean and healthy, and for to do a blood transfusion. So I started picking his brain on it. He like, Richard, people used to race greyhounds, and it was proven like people that was feeding their dogs raw dog food that raised greyhounds, their dogs won more. The dogs perform at a high level. So long story short on that, I jumped in. I bought 300 pounds of raw dog food. I drove back to Louisiana. I was tickled pink, bro. Like, you can tell me, like, I was like,
you know what was interesting though is like,
what's up?
I tell my wife, man, she don't believe this shit when I say this. I said customer service is dead. Like,
Yeah, it is.
like when you call somewhere, you're gonna probably talk to somebody in Jamaica or the Philippines. You got to repeat the shit twice.
Yeah.
By the time you're frustrated, right?
Yep.
And my experience when I bought from you the first time is that everything was on point with the communication via email. I didn't have to wait like, where's tracking? What's going on? I got notification about my order. I got notification when it shipped, and boom, it was right there. And I think to me, it's almost like dogs, man. You know, when you pay for what you get. You know, people like they ask me all the time, "Oh, how much are your dogs going for?" I said, they starting out at 2,500 without the ears being cropped. It can go all up to 3,500. Oh, that's too much money. I'm like, well, you know, you got Craigslist over there. You can get your $500 dog. Hope it's all Doberman. You know, I said, listen, quality breeding costs money, man.
It does.
And they think that when I import my dogs, that I'm paying like 1,500. Nah, bro, you better add a few, $4,000 on that, and we talking about in euros. So you know I'm losing money when I convert the stuff, right?
Yes.
But yeah, man, when I saw, so I give you a little history. Like I was on the tripe game 10 years ago, and there was because you know I realized that everybody forgets that these dogs are carnivores by nature.
Yeah.
We've made them omnivores and herbivores and eating corn and shit. They don't eat that shit out in the wild.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, I was on this tripe game, and you're right, man. The shit stinks. You can't put it in your house fridge. You got to have an extra freezer in your garage. That's where mine is. And that's even has my own personal food that I get at Costco is in there.
Yeah.
And the packaging was horrible. It wasn't packaged airtight sealed. It was like packaged, but it wasn't tight. Where the blood will find its way out of these packages regardless, right?
No doubt.
But I noticed when I was buying from, and I'm going to put the name out there, greentripe.com. They're out here in Hollister, California. And it was almost a ass-kissing regimen. And I literally mean that. Like, when you call them, the voicemail message says, we don't take calls. We don't answer the phone. We don't return calls. Go online, put your order in, and mail us a check. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Yeah, man. And this is in 2015. So you know me, I'm like a type A dude, right? I'm like a real type A dude. Like, I don't sit back and take it. I ain't taking shit on the chin.
Yeah.
We're going to take it to the street and run it back a couple times. That's how I am, right?
Yep.
And so I called and actually got somebody on the phone. I said, you know, I'm just checking on my order. I mailed the check in. I know it didn't cash. Because, you know, I love writing checks still, man. I mean, to me, checks are the best form of receipts. These kids don't even know how to even write one, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I was like, of course, I may have been a little bit brash and a little bit hot-headed, but I didn't cuss, right? You know, I don't want to scare these granola people off. I said, hey, you know, I'm just checking on my order, man. It's been a long damn time. And then my check ain't cleared. Is it lost? They said, yeah, we got your check, but we didn't process your order because of your attitude. I'm like, wow. And they mailed my check back. And I felt like handicapped, like, man, I don't, you know, man, growing up in the South, man, I'm born and raised in Mississippi, man. And I'm on that side of the tracks where everything was public school for me.
Yeah.
Right. Even though we grew up in a middle class neighborhood, we went to public school and everybody wasn't middle class in public school. And I just noticed, man, that I'm always on that edge where, you know, either you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do or get out of my way, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because you know, down south, it's hateration down there, man.
Oh, yes, it is.
They say that they want you to do well, And as soon as you do it, oh man, they really pissed.
Yeah.
Right. So for me to talk to you, it's like almost I could talk to somebody who understands, because in this game of entrepreneurship, there's going to be a lot of peaks and a hell of a lot more valleys, right?
Mhm.
And only the strong will survive. Like I know you know a lot of breeders that get into a certain breed. Sometimes Frenchies, it's a thing now, right?
It
I
is
don't know
huge.
why. I'm gonna be real cool because I got followers who own Frenchies, but they are born with issues. They can't walk, they can't breathe, they got skin issues. You can't
Yeah.
breed them naturally. You can't even have them give birth naturally. I'm like, you are just you are accepting that you want to have a autistic child, because I mean it's now that it's
That's
everything
an
is
interesting way
handicapped.
to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was like when I talked to you, it was real dope. And but I want to get back on the track because I go off on tangents, man. I got so much shit going on. I got notes. I got to ask you questions. I mean, man,
Hey
people
Gerald,
be
you went like this. I'm gonna turn left. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ride.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, because people be hitting me up all the time, man, about your food, man. And I'm not gonna say my word is gospel, but they know that my motto is that I made all the mistakes so you won't have to.
Yeah.
So when I say something's dope and it's good,
Yeah.
they go with it because I've lost like Leo would say, tens of thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
I've given away dogs that I paid tens of thousands that didn't turn out to be shit,
Hmm.
right? I mean, and in this game, you're gonna take L's, but you learn from those L's. So let's get back on this. So, what makes the tripe that? Well, okay, first of all, the beef blend, the premium beef blend. What is all that combination? What it all has in it? Does it have the cow hooves, all that stuff?
Well, back it up because you went left on me real quick, but fast, and then we're gonna fast forward back. But
Hey, hey,
I'm gonna pick up where I dropped off.
hey,
And
so
go,
we're gonna do it like Pulp Fiction. You know how they start the shit off at the end of the movie.
yeah,
We're gonna go
yeah.
backwards and go forwards, right?
Yeah, no doubt. But just so everybody know, long story short, I got that pain of having to make the dog food myself, and I end up finding a manufacturer that produced raw dog food for over 35, almost 40 years for greyhounds that manufactures my meat, where to the point where it's extremely fresh. They hand carve the meat off the bones. They don't pressure. Some companies hit it with machines and do all types of crazy stuff to get the meat off the bones. Still hand carved, old school, fresh meat from the time that the cow is slaughtered to the time it's put in the freezer. 48 hours. I mean, it's refrigerated the entire time. Like it's extremely clean to the point where if you took my raw beef and you went to Walmart, which I've done, and you open the pack that we eat and you set them side by side, the dog food is way redder and cleaner looking than what we actually eat. It's amazing. Like,
Hey, you know what? It's a good point because tripe smells real bad. But I tell you, man, your dog food looks like that human. It can be consumed by humans, but
yeah,
it can't. But it looks just that
yeah,
good, and there's not a
absolutely.
lot of fat in there.
No,
You
no.
know, you can tell real fatty meat. You
Yeah,
know,
fat is filler. Like, and a lot of
yeah.
companies will do that. They'll give you a lot of fat in it because they're not giving you the protein source, which you actually need. So you do need fat some, but they'll overdo the fat.
So
But
when you do the dog food, so is it processed and they drop ship for you, or do you have it where it comes to your facility and you do the shipping? Because that's a
both.
lot of labor.
Yeah, you see, and when I first started, I was doing the shipping.
Yeah.
And you talking, man, packaging up 300-400 pounds every Monday. That's where I was. Now, man, we talking 15-20,000 pounds a week. Like I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's twofold. I have a manufacturer that ships for me directly to whoever orders, and I have local clients where I have about 40,000 pounds of beef here at the house where they come and pick up. So all my locals know they can come here to the house, pick it up, and they save on shipping. So I do both sides of it. That way I don't have to do
Wow.
shipping. Yeah.
Yeah, because my twin brother, the old Gerald, just 12 years ago, I would have been doing all I would do it all. And then I realized that I can't do it all. I need help.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Right.
where I was at. I need help.
So we go back to the premium beef blend. What's actually all in it?
So we have right now, we have a blend that's called the Essential Blend. Then we have a Classic Blend, and then Foundation, Premium, and Ultimate is what we have live today. So in the Essential Blend is pure beef muscle meat. Nothing else added to it, just beef muscle mix. So a lot of people that still want to feed kibble, this is a good one, as well as the Classic Blend, because there's not a lot added to it that you can start your puppies and dogs with if you're doing a combination of both. Then, go ahead.
Go ahead. Now we're going to each one because
each one. And then we have the Classic Blend. The Classic Blend is the beef muscle meat plus you have 10% bone in it, so you get your calcium, you start to get your vitamin D in it, and still a base level if you want to do kibble with raw.
Now that's a good point for my Dobie families out there. When you're getting these ears cropped, see. Well, the Presa, they get their ears, they get them battle cropped, so you don't need to have them.
I know. Actually, I do show crop medium height.
You do?
Slight bill on my Presas.
Okay, so to me the classic blend will be ideal for beginners, but it'll be ideal for guys who own puppies when they cropping the ears, because people a lot of Dobie owners, new Dobie owners, don't realize that when you get the ears cropped and then they're starting to cut teeth, they become calcium deficient. That's why the ears will stand up for about 3 days and then it droops back down, because now all the calcium that was made for the ears is being drawn to grow these new teeth, the grown teeth. Yeah. And so I'm always giving calcium supplements, but it makes it easier when you have raw dog food that infuse that and it goes into the body a lot faster. Yes. And it stays in the system longer and they poop less. And then because the calcium pill is very small, minute part of it is calcium, but the rest of it's filler. Yes. So it can be digested. So yeah. So what's the next one?
Then we have, which was almost like my original blend, which is the Foundation Blend. So the Foundation Blend is like an 80-10-10. You have 80% protein, then you have 10% of kidney, liver, spleen, and green tripe in it. So
it gets better and better.
Yes, it still starts leveling up.
Yeah.
Then from the Foundation Blend, the next level up is Premium Blend. So the Premium has 80% beef muscle meat. Then you have your liver in it, spleen, kidney, 10% ground bone, and you also have green tripe in it. So now
that's the one I got.
Yeah, now we add bone into it. So 80% beef, 10% secreting organs, and 10% bone.
Yeah, that's the one I get usually. I just go for the jugular and just get everything.
Hey, but here's what I use personally today, which is the Ultimate Blend. So I was trying to find a way not to keep giving fish oil. So I put a blend that's called the Ultimate Blend that still has the 80% combination of beef and fish in it. So it's right around
beef and fish.
Yeah, pollock.
Right.
So you're right around 70% beef, 10% of fish, which is pollock, and then you still have your secreting organs, your liver, spleen, kidney, heart, and 10% ground bone plus your green tripe in it.
Now, I was ear hustling on one of your reels, and you said, "People, you've been asking for it. I got it for you. We got the bison. When is this bison gonna be kicking in?
Man, let me tell you something, man. I'm excited about the bison. I'm shooting for a 2 to 3 week timeline for the bison to drop, and venison.
Come on now.
Yeah, so a lot of people realize the benefits of feeding bison and venison. So I got it coming in 1 pound and 2 pound chubs. It's a little bit more of a higher price point, but the results that you get is they definitely will be there from feeding beef. Different protein source. Go ahead.
So explain to all my listeners the benefits of venison.
Venison is lean. So if you're trying to lean your dogs up and you wanted to have more of a harder look to the dog, you feed them lean meat. No different than when we work out and we lift in weights, we eat lean meat because we want to be lean. Yeah. So it cut the fat, cut all the crap out in this lean meat, and that's what venison does, as well as bison is It's no hormones, no steroids. It's really it's like a human grade bison. It's really natural. A wild bison, and it's coming to your doorstep for your dogs. Like this is high quality dog food. But Gerald, here's the thing about me. Like this is what I'm almost like the Robin Hood of dog food world. Like
Yeah.
I looked at prices of everybody's company. I said, fuck that. I'm going lower. I want it to be cheap
Yeah.
to where everybody can afford it
Yes.
and feed their dog a high quality food compared to me putting at a price point where majority can't afford it and it's only for the exclusive. No, I want it for everybody, but I want the quality to be at the highest level. And it is.
Right.
It is. So that's why I feel like I'm the Robin Hood of dog food world. Eventually, when these other bigger companies started realizing, well, who is like, why is he so cheap? Because I'm here to help. Like it ain't for me. It's not like I'm gonna make my living off of one person. I just hook everybody up. Everybody like have a good experience. And when you say customer service, if you got a problem with my order, I'm calling you myself.
That's dope.
Like,
you know what? You
flat
know
out.
what, man? You know what? Man, about I got into the Adobe game 2010. And just a little backstory because I don't want it to be part of the broadcast because it's all about you right now. And I was going through bankruptcy, divorce, trying to keep my home, foreclosure. I saved my crib. But at any rate, I got Adobe. Alonzo, the red one from the intro.
Yeah.
He got me out of, I imported him when my ex-wife moved out the house. I got me a dog. I got from the best breeder, King of Darkness, right? Yeah.
There you go.
And so I started breeding them at a year old, and I was like $500. I'm like, I need to keep my lights on. I'm like, I'm going broke here, right?
Yeah.
And I built up a brand of providing good quality studs at an affordable rate. Now, it's not $500 no more. Them days are dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But a guy named, and I put names on it sometime, man, because it pisses me off. A guy named Freddie out in Arizona. He's from LA. I thought we was cool. He calls me 2 or 3 years ago. He said, hey, man, and listen, he got into the Adobe game. His Dobies are from me. Hey, man, most of these guys, man, let the truth be told, their bloodline has my name on their pedigree, right? Which is cool because before I got into it, the other breeders, these granola breeders, was giving you limited papers. You can't breed. You're going to give me $3,000. You don't know where the dog come from. I said, fuck all that. Like, just like you, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the source. I'm going to get my own stuff too, right? Because the game is not being told. It's only being sold, right? So Freddie called me. And listen, first of all, Rich, me and you are paid 10 times over. This thing is a hobby, but it turned into something profitable, right?
Yeah.
And Freddie called. He has the unmitigated galls to call me and tell me, hey, man, and he's one of those guys that got into the Frenchie game too because of the money. I never got into the dog game for the money. I got into the dog game because I love the breed. I love the breed. I love Dobermans, right?
Yeah.
And he called me. He was like, you need to raise your price on stud. And I said, man, man, I was pissed. I'm like, you're going to tell me to raise my price? I'm charging somebody a G. What I should charge them? $3,000? $4,000? Why you care?
Yeah.
And me and him are not friends because of that. I'm like, dude, you going to call me about raising my price? Or are you worried about that I'm killing the market still because people want quality dogs? So it goes to your point. You want to give them quality dog food at an affordable rate. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have a problem people getting a little bit of what I have. I don't want to be the guy with the only red, yellow Corvette in the neighborhood. I ain't going to tell you where dealership it came from. I don't want to be one up or the only guy that has it. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
You want to know where I get my dog from? I tag her on the damn page.
Yeah.
Let's play with this. You know, I'm like, hell, even the celebrities who got dogs from me. Steve Harvey's wife, Margie. I tagged the shit out of her. She ain't gonna say it ain't true either. I got a few more celebrities. I be tagging the shit out of them. Now, they don't support me, but they're not gonna deny me either. Right? The people that support me are the regular Joe Blow people. Those are my supporters. But when you're telling me to raise my price, I'm like, man, stop patting my pockets, man. You moved to Arizona because you couldn't afford California. I mean, come on, man, stop this. You was from LA, dog. You gonna move to Arizona, get you a 3,000 square foot house for 200 grand? If you're a real baller, you're gonna get the same house out here.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay more. Let's play with this. Let's see how big it is. Because I'm not a hater, man. You know, I get passionate, man. I'm sorry. We're going off. We're turning a left turn now. Shit, man. Motherfucker got me riled up here, man.
Hey, I'm gonna always let you turn left. I promise.
Yeah. So, when is the because this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that bison blend come out. When do you have any expectations on the dates, or when are you projecting it's going to be coming out?
Yeah, 3 weeks from now should be around July 19th time frame. July 19th, 20th time frame. Bison should be dropping.
Now, it's not going to be in a. Go ahead.
Only thing we're literally waiting on is the casing to package it, and we have the meat, and it's going to be it may be a limited time deal. It may not be. So when it drops, the bison and the venison, like buy it, put it in your freezer. Because when it sells out, it's been hard to find.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend if it's something you're interested in to buy you some, put it away and sit on it as long as you can, because I don't know how long it's going to be around. So 2-3-week time frame.
So my other question is it going to still be available in the 2 pound and the 5 pound tube?
1 and 2 pounds. And I did, pounds. Yeah, because like I said, the cost per pound for my most expensive blend is right at $3.89 per pound. When you get into bison and venison, it jumps like drastically. It want to be. I don't even know a price point yet. I think it's gonna be around $9-10 per pound. So that's why I did it in 1 and 2 pound chubs, so people can still buy it and don't have to worry about buying such a big bulk that they can't afford it.
And we test, or is it a test of the market to see how it goes, or is it a seasonal thing? Period.
Listen. I've already done the research. Venison and bison does a lot more of an efficient job than beef or chicken or most proteins. So the value and the benefit for the dog is there. It's just a matter of are the animals in the actual source? Can I get the actual meat? Right. Can I get the animals? Because that's the hardest part right now, because it wasn't easy to get the bison meat or the venison meat. So can I get it and get it at a price point where it's affordable for people to buy it, compared to making it $15, $16, $18 per pound? Like I'm not in on that. Not even interested.
So let me ask you this. Now, you know, Amazon Prime got this special going on. It's called Prime Day, whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. TikTok is competing against Amazon. They got a TikTok Day, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So now my question is, are you going to have some kind of promo? I know you said something, but are you going to have a promo? What date is your promo, and what code should we give the people so they can get ready to put the order on what date?
So my next sale date I have coming up is the 4th of July, Independence Day. So it's a 24-hour sale from midnight to midnight. And the code, when you go to checkout, is 1776, 1776. So you type it in, you save 10% on your order when you check out. And that's on all products that we have online at that time. So
it's for 24 hours or 48 hours?
24.
But what if you get 10,000 orders? You're going to do it for another 24 hours?
I just might. If they ring the bell, I should. I'm the type of person. Let's keep playing.
Yeah,
let's keep playing. So, and that's the one good thing about being able to have control of the company. Like, I listen to what people what my clients say. Like venison and bison was something I push. It was a request. I did a sale before where I was at 15%. They were like, do 20%. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. 20% is a real hit.
Yeah. That's so that sale was on fire. Like that sale, I mean, we were slammed. And this 15% sale, 10% sales, like it saves people money. It cuts on the taxes, cuts on the shipping. So I'm all about it. So if the 4th of July sale rocks, I was extend it for another day. Why not?
And the thing is, man, to be honest with you, people want to feel, most people, they want to feel like they're getting a deal.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, period. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to feel like, okay, because if you think about it, I mean, your dog food ain't cheap, but it ain't the cheapest, but it ain't the highest either, right?
No,
And when you
correct.
start looking at the numbers, when it all tallies up at the end, and then it says discount code, like, damn, I saved 25, 30 bucks.
Yes, yes, it adds up.
So I put the code in there, people. July 4th. He said he's running it for 24 hours. I think he's gonna oversleep from eating too much chicken breast and lean beef, and it's gonna be another 24 hours. So really it's 48 hours, but keep trying the code at 1776. I recommend you guys get this dog food. I put my name on it. I'm gonna be a faithful client, and we're boys. I'm gonna always promote you. I was gonna wear your T-shirt today, but I was like, I'm gonna wear my own stuff right now.
That's right. That's right.
I'm built different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, look, I can't even pull it out. Look, it's right here, though.
I see it. I got the one you sent me.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
And I know when I'm, because I have no females, I have nothing but studs, right? I got 3 Dobie males and 1 Rottweiler.
Mhm.
And whenever I do a breeding and when the woman's confirmed pregnant, what I usually do is I give everybody T-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get the sizes. And now these MFers are doing that shit now. I was like, wait a minute. I went on customink.com and got the logo. Hey, speaking of logos, did you ever get with Jennings over there, the guy that did my logo? Did you ever get with him?
No. I remember that. I'm glad you said that because I need another one now.
Man, Jennings. He's on Instagram. Jennings is badass. I mean, like the dude. I'm gonna put his information up for people because I support Jennings stuff too. He's done good. Jennings does all my logos. I give him some art. I give him a picture of a real dog, right? And then he makes it into a logo. And to me, it's perfect because nobody, like Nate Dogg, nobody does it bad. Listen, nobody can say that I'm copywriting somebody's logo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's Jennings' information and the people. He does great designs. He even do wraps. He does designs to wraps for cars, vans, T-shirts. You take the logos and you have it printed. He give it to you in different formats.
That's cool.
Now, let's talk about dogs. Not
dogs?
D-A-double-G, but dogs.
Dogs, y'all.
Dogs. Now, first of all, was the Presa your first dog you had as a young man?
No.
What was it? What mutt was it? Come on now. Come on. Because we didn't know.
I don't do much, baby. I don't do much.
But as a child, you
I know, even as a child, I ain't had no damn much. Want me to tell you what I had?
What you had?
I had Adobe.
No shit.
Adobe, bro. Had 3
of them. Was the ears done?
Ears were done.
Wow.
Beautiful dogs. Like, beautiful dog. Rocky, Peaches, and Thunder with my Dobie's name. My dad dogs, obviously. I was 3 years old. But yeah, I grew up with Dobies, man. And that's where my love of dogs came. Man, it was impressive.
Man,
I still love the breed.
Man, when you want one, I got you one.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you, man.
All you got to do is pay for shipping. I don't ship out but Mondays only. I got you.
Yeah, man. Like Adobe was my first dogs. Yeah.
So what made you, because my first dog was a white German Shepherd, but it's not like I had a choice.
Yeah.
Right. But what made you get into the Presa Canario? What was it?
I remember that. I was breeding blue pit bulls, and this was way before blue pit bulls were even recognized by AKC. So I was in love with the breed of the dog. I like the color of the coat. Everybody laughed at me because that ain't no true pit. So I had to hear all that noise. But I like the phenotype of the dog. I like a muscular, athletic dog that can get after it. So I was talking to this guy named Bo. He used to breed. He still breeds Presas now, and he asked me, had I ever heard of Presa Canario? I'm like, no. And this was 17, 18 years ago. Internet was just starting to really happen 17, 18 years ago. So I Googled it, and I was like, wow. Like the dog, what made me fall in love with the dog was seeing that dog on the internet. Like the dog just looked incredible. It didn't look real. I mean, it was like seeing a pit bull 3 times the size and just all muscle. I'm like, I gotta have it. So I bought my first dog for him a year later. Like, now once I got the dog and I actually saw it, it made a pit bull look like a poodle. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Massive, man.
My boy, he's a trainer, Oscar Mora from Elevated Canine.
Yep, I know Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar's my dog.
He's training one of my dogs right now.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he has a Presa that was owned by Margie Harvey, Steve's wife.
Yeah.
So that Presa that he always showing, that was her dog, because Margie had got that Presa. She got the Doberman and the Presa that's almost the same year. So Presa got, and I was like, I'm not a trainer. I don't pretend to be. I know how to train a dog. I'm a part of a club, but I was like, man, 2 intact males. Oh, they're gonna get at it. They're gonna get at it. Especially if I know how to deal with males, right? Because I'm the pack leader. So I know not to pet one without petting the other. I know not to feed one without to feed, and I know not to feed them together.
Yeah.
So but I know these things because I've had 3 intact males at once, and I got a Roddy now, right? So I'm like, I know where to stand with these guys. But yeah, Oscar, when I first started seeing Presas, I was like, damn, because I only heard a few stories. Like I think Ving Rams had Presa Canaros, right?
Okay.
And the incident where the housekeeper got ate up by the goddamn Presa.
I think it was a lawyer. I think she was a lawyer. It happening. I think she's in California.
Yes.
She took in 2 adult Presas that would like they were doing a rehome and they gave her 2 freaking adult dogs that she didn't know as puppies and they mauled her. I mean, yeah, it was bad.
But any dog, man, people always ask me, oh man, you think the dog be a tournament? I said, man, I don't know your living situation.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know if you're gonna tie the dog down. He can't go nowhere. It's all about how you raise the dog, man.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like when I saw the Presa, my boy had a Presa, and I love that brindle color.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the coat feels so soft. Yeah. Like it don't feel rough. Like Adobe's coat is coarse. But it felt real soft like a cat's fur, man. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers are nice.
Yeah, they're beautiful dogs.
But I do know when they get in that zone, when it comes to protection work, it's a wrap. Dog.
They in it, bro. Like they turn into a different dog. Like you see the dog in them come out.
Yeah. So
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You got kids?
I have a 22-year-old daughter.
Okay, so you know the program. So my son is 26, right? And I got a 25-year-old daughter, and I paid child support for years, right? And I had to keep my license, my driver's license, right? Because they're throwing motherfuckers in the South. They put you in jail if you don't pay. But out here in California, they put a hole in your passport. They
corporate America you.
Yeah. And they suspend your license. So now when you get stopped with no license, guess what?
So
now the process starts.
Yeah.
So I'm going with this is that, when they were born, I had no choice, whether it's a male or a female. I'm given what God gives me, right? Whether they're short or tall. Yeah. But there's no way that I'm going to have a dog in my camp that poops more than me.
Yeah.
Literally eats more than me. Goes to the vet more than I go to my doctor more than me.
Yeah.
And you ain't going to contribute to the household? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I got 2 cats for that. I got cats as pets. My dogs are pets with a purpose.
Correct. Big difference.
So for me, I had to have something that's going like, you can turn it on, you can turn it off. And it feels good, man, to have those kind of dogs at the house, man. Your woman knows she's safe. You bring, and only one of them.
Your woman, everybody that know that like don't go to that house.
They skipping that house, right? I'm on the corner lot, dog.
Don't go to that house. That man got them dogs they'll get you.
Because they're gonna give me the 5 seconds that I need to go to my nightstand and boom. I'm not putting no dog I'm not putting no gun in no combination lock and put a thumb on it. No, my shit's like readily available.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I ain't got no 1-year-old walking around here.
No, you say go in the nightstand. I'm reaching to the nightstand. Like,
yeah. I'm like right here, dog. Like, 357? Oh, we gonna play with this.
Yeah.
But tell me about your journey when I think you said you went out of the country at one time where the
Well,
presses originated from.
yeah, man. Like I'm obsessive. Like I'm all in when I commit to something. I don't have a lukewarm button. I'm like, let's go. Like
I know,
I'm
right?
in, man. Like, and so to me, I felt it would be best for a strategy and being outside the box thinker was to go where the dogs originated from.
Yeah.
So every dog I own, I have 17 Presa Canarios. 2 of them are puppies that I bred, but the other 15 I've imported all these dogs, and I've gone to the Canary Islands where the dog came from 4 times. I've been to Serbia and hand-picked dogs based on what I wanted to see and breed and compare and read pedigrees and talk to breeders that's been breeding these dogs for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Generate. When you're talking to generational breeders, it's a whole different conversation.
And you know what's funny about that? You hit the fucking shit on the head, man. Because when I go in something, I go all the way in.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to a
Yeah.
DCI Doberman Club International thing in Hungary this year. But
Mhm.
all my males are 100% imported. I import them, right?
Yeah.
And for me, when I get something like my Grand National, I've had that car almost 20 years. When I get in it, I join the club. I buy the jacket.
Yeah. Yes.
I got his own page on Instagram,
Yes.
and I'm
Yes.
like, I go all every hobby that I've done, I a little bit go overboard with it. I go all.
I don't even know
the way in.
what's overboard. Like to me, it's normal now. Like
Yeah.
that's what I do. Like I'm not going halfway in. I'm doing it all.
And so those breeders that you deal with are like the breeders like mine. They taught me what to look for. Like
Yes.
like we Americans, we get blindsided by just the physical appearance, the aesthetics.
And I was told by somebody else that didn't even like.
Yeah.
Hold on. So you listening to John Doe, and John Doe is not even where the dogs originated from. You rather listen to him compared to Felipe or whoever with a dog. Like, don't even make sense to me. Like, get out of here, man. Like
that
come on.
part. That's crazy because, dude, I've been for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been dropping nuggets now. I'm telling these people, hey, what you think is a quality, well-bred Doberman,
Yeah.
you're being fucked. Because I tell them, I said, listen, black Dobermans with light orange eyes, that's a recessive gene. You won't get that shit coming from overseas. They take those dogs down in 24 hours. Dogs with webbed feet from Dobermans. Like, man, you better pay close attention. And I'm like, white Dobies and blues and fawns, those are Z factors. I'm like, what you looking at, you looking for pet quality. We're looking for a purebred quality.
Say it again, bro.
Purebred quality.
They missed it. They missed it because
they missing the boat, man.
Look, the same thing happens in the presser world. Like, and I'm gonna just say this: when you're talking about coat colors of a dog, remember this dog was originated in the Canary Islands, right? How can it be more black Presa Canarios here in America than where the dogs originated from? Like, how can that even be possible? Yeah. Like, so the black coat is something that's popping up in the breed, and now through politics and stuff, the FCI have changed their breed standard, incorporating black dogs in. When you can't even really find that many black dogs where the dogs originated from. Like, there's some there now because Americans spend money on it. Yeah. And they'll tell you that. If you took your ass over there and talk to them, they'll tell you. But it's more black dogs in America than it is in the Canary Islands. Like make that make sense. Like, how smart you got to be to figure out something is fishy going on.
Man, it's unreal.
Hey, Gerald, I stay in my lane, Gerald. When it comes, I stay in my lane. You won't see a black dog here.
Listen, it's unreal, man, on the amount of alleged self-renowned experts on a breed that we know inside out. Now, we may not know everything, but we got action to the source that tells us, like me and you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is me and you. Me and you, people can be breeders over here all day long with their Presa Canaros or their Dobermans. That's fine. That's cute, right? Mm-hmm. But like I told my boy Mark at Nemesis Kennel, I said, listen, We got the 11 herbs and spices. We know the fucking flavor. We know what it took to make you when you
Yes.
eat that KFC. Oh
Yeah.
my God, what is all? You can't replicate it. You
No.
getting a taste of it,
Yeah.
but we got the recipe.
Yeah.
And as long as we are continuing, and unfortunately, you know, when you're getting quality male studs, you got to start looking for another one at 4 or 5 years of age, right?
Yeah.
It's the NFL syndrome. It's not for long. It's like we got to keep, and people don't understand. Like, yo, in order for us to perpetuate a superior product, this is the process. We have to start looking for a replacement, even when our dog is at its peak, because the puppy has to learn from the dog that it's superior.
Yes.
And they not knowing this, man. They think we're just flipping dogs. Dude, me and Leo was talking the other day, and I put a reel up there, and I said, you know, we may go through 2-3 males to get one good one.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't get a dog, whether I import or not, and he's not what he doesn't have character. He doesn't have the drive. He's a little bit skittish. I'm not keeping him.
So, whoa. You mean you're not gonna make your money off the dog that you spent money on?
Dude, no.
What?
I'm gonna give it to somebody who wants.
Hey, Gerald, these other breeders will.
Yeah.
Not here, not me.
They won't.
I don't believe in it. I'll get rid of the dog. Like, I'll take my loss.
I give the motherfucker for free.
Yes.
With
Come
papers.
get this dog. Come get him.
Yeah.
You can breed him. I ain't breeding.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when my name is on the paperwork, they're gonna say,
who name?
Oh, his shit's working. When my name is on it.
Yeah. Why? That's important to you?
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Me too. Me
Dude,
too. I don't play that.
So when they get a Doberman, it's that's Gerald Blood. It's gonna work. He's gonna work. Yeah. You already know.
Yeah, you already know what time it is, baby.
Right. So it's like it's bananas, man. You know, the things we go through, to the losses that we take, the gains that we take, so the people at the masses can enjoy what we doing. Listen, these people, our customers, our clients. It's like we're the mechanics. We're changing the oil. We're giving you new plugs. We're making sure your car runs nice, and all you got to do is drive it.
Yeah. Period.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy, man. But listen, we got some questions. People are chiming in, man. There's a lot of people watching this, and I always give some people the opportunity to ask questions. Because me and Rich are going to do this again, and I'm going to come down there to do my first show.
Come on.
I ain't talking about no bodybuilding show. I've done those.
Oh yeah.
I'm tapped out right now. I'm burnt out with that.
You still got it.
I'm still in striking distance.
Oh yeah.
You know, but my macros ain't always on point every day. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, get back to the press, and then we're gonna take a few questions. Because you know, when you're having good dialogue and a good it's not a monologue, this is a dialogue. We're talking. When we're having good dialogue, time goes by real fast, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we're gonna do this again. But tell me quickly, like, the 3 best males, and what do you consider those the top males in your camp right now? What about them that's making them like, he's number 1, he's number 2, he's number 3?
Here's what's interesting about me. My bitches are better.
Wow. I can believe that.
Yeah, my bitches are better. Like, I have 3, Greedy, Toro, Idol, Zero. I have 4 males, and they're all different. So it's hard to compare one to the other because I have them for specific things.
Right.
Like, I have
that
one dog.
Part.
Yes.
That part.
Yes. So I know when I'm starting to breed, and I know the pedigree and how the grandparents and all. I know the pedigrees. I know when I mix to do this, what I can kind of expect to get. So I really don't have a top male. Now I have a more popular male. Greedy Man is a fawn male that is probably one of the most popular Presa Canarios in the world today. Like, everybody that knows Presas knows Greedy Man. Like, the dog is extremely talented. He's popular. You can pet him, you can touch him. He does bite work. He's athletic. He's beautiful. He's big. He's a 150 some pound dog. Like, so he's probably my most popular, but he's not the best dog I have in the kennel. His son is actually better than him. I bred it. So, yeah, his son is better than him. Like, and for me to see it, I'm like, damn. Like, that's when you as a breeder and all the time you took and studied pedigrees and you waited 2 years to buy the dog and all the stuff you had in your mind. And when it happens and it works and the dog comes out better than the dad, you like.
See, that right there, when you're talking about the 3 males, they all have the different traits that you like case in point.
Mm-hmm.
Casanova, he's got great conformation, big head, he's titled, he's got bone structure out of his ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's clear in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Cisco is a Malinois on steroids. So if I breed him to a female, I'm breeding him to a female that say, hey, if you want a dog to compete with the police K9 or KMPV or PSA, you got a good chance if the bitch is hot too.
Yes, you got a good chance.
Yeah, you got a chance. But you know, people, that's another thing. People always want to like snowball people with, can I see a picture of the male? How much do you weigh? I said, wait a minute. First of all, you should be asking about how about the female? Because the puppies, most of them coming looking like her.
They don't even know, man. They don't know that. They don't. It's
the real breeders that you
they,
deal with. The real breeders
they
over
know
there,
that.
Canary Islands, they have no males. They have nothing but bitches.
Yes.
Oh, they can get good males anywhere, but the bitches is your foundation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You telling a lot of secrets now. You giving away a nugget that's a valuable nugget, like, and that even some people that breed dogs don't even realize. Because when you start looking at their program, they heavy male dogs, you like, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it was like for me, like I pride myself on having healthy dogs, right? Like you got to see the last 2 ribs. I don't like the Coke can look. You know, people say, "Oh, my Dobie's 130, but your Dobie's fat, dude." And I'm like, Dobies were not genetically designed, Dobies, to be 130 pounds. I mean, a good weight on a Dobie, 90, 92 pounds. And that may change depending on the females in heat. He ain't talking about eating at all.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they get, we Americans, man, and I've been at fault for that too. When I first got in the game, I was all about the eye test versus the intangibles, like the smartness, the drive, the food drive, you know, all the things,
mobility.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like case in point, my Roddy Brutus, he's from a famous IPO3 dog named Puma Von Western, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brutus is the first Roddy of his size and his height that is shifty. Like, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Most real big dogs, like, okay, they coming, you hear them coming, but they can't shift and turn on a dime.
Yeah, no.
And when they jump, they not landing on their feet, they land on their side.
Yeah.
This dog right here, and I love the tail. I'll be honest, I like the tail on the Roddies now, you know. So for me, it's like a balance act, you know, like when they're running and they're shifting, that tail, like people don't realize when cheetahs, the reason why they get up to a top 65 miles an hour, it's only for like 3 or 4 minutes, right? 2 minutes max, right? But that tail, if you know, that tail is always up because that tail is a rudder. It's a balancing.
Yeah.
People ain't digging that, man. Listen, man, I can go all day with this shit, man. Look, I'm not just a pretty dude. I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
So we're going to take some questions for people.
People are obsessed with weight. Like when people call me about weight, how much oppressive weight? I'm like, I'm not your breeder. You might want to call, like, I'll shift people weight. Like, if that's important to you, that ain't important. I don't even know. I don't weigh my dogs. Like, people are like, how much? I don't know. I can guesstimate because I'm not interested in that.
You know what I do when people ask me? The first question they ask me, how much do you weigh? And I tell them, real short and sweet, if you're looking for an oversized Dobie, go somewhere else. Because that should not be your first question.
Yeah.
First question is, where's your dog from? What type of pedigree?
Yes.
Does he have any genetic issues? Have his hips and elbows been OFA certified?
Yes.
Ask me shit like that. Don't ask me how much you weigh.
Yeah.
You know, and they're getting these dogs, man. Unfortunately, a lot of people are getting it all because it's trendy.
Yep.
They're not getting it for the purpose of the dog
at all.
And they're trying to make Presa Canaries and Dobermans a studio apartment type dog. No, these dogs need room, man.
Yeah, they need room. They need to work.
Yes, and that's what they're bred for.
They need a job.
So when you come to your home and your furniture all chewed the fuck up, guess
Yeah.
why? Because you ain't got him chewing on nothing but them.
Yes. He's
Come
sitting
on,
on the
man.
couch chilling and he's just wound up, need to get the energy out. So he's gonna tear your house up.
So while people are asking questions, my question is to when you're picking a puppy for you, what are you looking for?
I'm gonna tell some secrets today. Okay.
Hey, they gotta learn.
Hey, so for me, the first thing that I start to look at is drive. What puppy is more engaged in a chase and game? Like I'll take a rag and I'll pull a rag and see which dogs are engaged in the game and which one stays in the game. So when I get the puppies that stays engaged into the chasing game, then I'll take those puppies and then I'll go to my next step. Then I start looking at structure. How the head look, how the tail look, how the length
Head.
look.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I look at structure of the dog, and so that's something I look at next is the structure of the dog. He has the character because he has the drive. Then I'm looking at structure next because I want a structurally sound dog. So from head to tail, it has the 60-40 head where the Presa should have rear angulation, not a straight leg back dog. It has a good top line, but gotta have bone.
Yeah.
So the structure of the dog is something I go to next. Those are the two top things that I look for in a dog is the drive and structure. And from that point, then I start looking at everything else. I mean, the color of the dog is the least most important thing to me. I don't care what color the dog is. If the dog performs like he should and he's structurally sound and he's intelligent and he's not, you got those dogs that they just always on and they're not mentally and emotionally balanced. The dog got to be balanced mentally and emotionally. So that's something that I look for too.
When I pick a puppy, aesthetically wise and intangibly wise, I'm looking for the head.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And with black and mahogany dogs, I'm looking for the eye color. They got to be black as almonds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inside the gums, I got to see blackness in the gum. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for bone structure. I'm looking for markings on the hands. You know, if the markings go all the way down the paw, that's called dirty paws. I do like those. Unfortunately, I like that look. Right. Yeah. But my tests that I perform on these dogs, or I have to because I'm importing them. My breeder knows what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Is that she puts the food out there, and whoever is acting the food, trying to eat all the food.
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
Food drive is excellent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I need to know when the breeder comes in the room, who's running up to the breeder first.
Yeah.
Who's running to a stranger if they're all in a little cage in a circle? Who's running to the stranger first?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the other thing is who's the pack leader? There's only one. Sometimes it's two, a male and a female. Who's the one that's kicking ass and taking names?
Yes. Yeah. Good point.
You know, and from that point now, I look at male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then because at 4 or 5 weeks,
it's hard to tell.
The leadership role will change. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it will.
And they look different. They start changing.
Yes,
they do. Some of these dobies look like when they're that young, they look like miniature baby Rottweilers. And oh my God, I want that one 2 weeks old. Motherfucker not even walking yet.
Yeah. And when people call me and say they picked their puppy out that's 3 or 4 weeks old, I'm like, you did what? Like how your breeder even allow you to pick a puppy at 3 or 4 weeks old? Yeah. Like people miss these red flags, like, and then they like when they had a problem and the dog ain't what they think it is, like 8 months and 12 months from now. Like you should have thought about that when you picked the puppy at 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old. Like nobody knows that dog that well that fast. Nobody's that good.
Yeah. Now speaking of importing, the laws are going to change.
Yes, they changed August 1st.
Listen, that's going to change the game.
Big time.
I'm loading up right now, dog.
I'm loaded, baby. I'm loaded. Like I'm like, wow.
I'm loading up. Why you think I got tight? It's like, I got to get this motherfucker here quick.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm loaded.
Because August 1st, dude, that means that the weight of the dog change, the size of the crate changes,
and the cost change.
Yeah, man. We talking. I would say double. I would say almost double. You know what cost me? I think the average cost I paid for a dog imported is about $5,200, depending on. That's not including, because I have a custom broker. I don't deal with that bullshit, man. I have a broker, man.
I know. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, I don't deal with that, man. You ain't gonna jam me up at customs asking me questions. I let it broker. That's another couple of $100.
Yep.
So I mean, you're looking at a little bit under $6,000.
Yeah.
Right now, you're looking at now 8 to 10.
Yeah. And it's funny because people call me like they call you, and the guy said that he bought a dog. And I'm like, bro, is that dog gonna be for August 1st? The breeder said he would be. I'm like, he's gonna tell you anything to take your money.
Yeah,
I said, bro, the puppy is 4 weeks old right now. That dog ain't gonna be here before August 1st. Like, you got a problem. You got a problem.
I know. So one of the things, you know, I've asked some questions, and this is one of the questions that came up right here from Tradesman Exotic. It says, "What's y'all definition of a runt?" Now, I have my own definition, but you the guest, so I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you order first, and then I order second.
Okay.
What's your definition of a runt?
For me, my definition of a runt is at the time that the puppies were born, and for like the first 2 or 3 weeks, the smallest dog out of the litter. The runt has surpassed other dogs plenty of times. So I had one litter, all the puppies weighed the same weight. Like, it was amazing. Like, I'm talking about within grams, because I weighed each puppy, and we talking, so it was no runt. So runt to the litter is how they start, but not how they end. So I'm never afraid of a runt.
I'm gonna chime in on that because, you know, a runt can be from different reasons. He's not getting all the food.
Yes.
Because they compete for them nipples, right?
Yes.
It's just he may have worms.
Yep.
Because all puppies are born with worms, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the runts I've seen on several occasions, and still seeing it, where the runt end up being the most beautiful, larger dog than the other ones.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna hit this light switch on real quick. Hold on.
All right.
But absolutely, man.
So here's another question. I'll let you read this one. We got to read it out loud so they can hear it.
Oh, okay. I've got my boy from Serbia. He's 13 months and he weighs 40 kilograms. 40 kilograms is right around 80-some pounds. You guys think he will still grow, or is that it? And
what kind of dog is it?
Yeah, what kind of, I don't know. But even to answer that part, like, a dog doesn't stop growing at 13 months old, most dogs. I don't even know what type of dog he has.
Yeah.
And last, he's very aggressive with male dogs, are friendly and scared of female. I don't even know what that says. Like, that's a typo. But if the dog should not be, the dog should not be finished growing at 13 months old. I don't know what type of dog you have. And if you have a aggressive dog, that's something that we're training and developing, coaching and teaching your dog comes into play. So if you don't know how to do it, my recommendation is to hire a professional trainer to get your dog trained. You invest in the dog, invest in the training of the dog to make your quality of life a lot better.
We can do this shit all day.
Yeah.
You know, people, I'm going to tell you, man, I was fortunate enough to go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that what I went to school for is not what I'm doing in real life, but it proved that I could start something and finish. Now, people feel like they can get these puppies, spend thousands, and, like Leo would say, thousands and thousands of dollars. And when they go to a real trainer, they are like, oh, how much?
Yes.
Yeah. You are investing in a liability that will cause you to lose everything if he's not trained properly.
Yes.
And they have a problem paying for they want to go to Petco or PetSmart and do a little puppy class. No, bruh.
Listen, but here's the thing, though, Gerald. Like, and this is one separator at me as a breeder in the Presa Canario world. It's mandatory if you buy a dog from me. I don't even give you the option. Your dog has to be, if you can't get the dog to pass a CGC, or AKC CGC, which is a good citizen test, which is a basic obedience test, then you have to send the dog out to training. That's part of the agreement. Like, because at the end of the day, that falls back on the breeding program.
Yep.
If you a breeder and you let somebody take your dog and that dog bites somebody, they're like, who you buy that dog from? La Fundacion K9. That falls. I'm trying to minimize my risk by being a responsible. I've turned away sales when people are like, I'm not doing that. Well, guess what? Go buy from somebody else.
Yeah, you got to invest in training.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you're talking to you guys who are chiming in. You're talking to two guys that have spent thousands of dollars on training, and it has been well worth it. Because I'm gonna tell you, what's so impressive, man, is when you go to a breeder and they show all the perfect obedience.
Yeah.
And that's so fucking, I mean, obedience to me is like the most selling trade when it comes to dog training, right? It's just so obedient. He going down, he going up, he bark on command, he sit, he heals, it's beautiful. And that is not $800.
No. Hey, but let me ask you this though. This is the part for me where, what about breeders that have dogs that are not even trained?
Oh my God. Those who have dogs that are not trained are in the game for money.
Yeah, like, and as a consumer, they don't look at that. Like, they don't look at the fact that these breeders they're buying a dog from, like, all their dogs aren't trained. Like, or maybe just 1 out of 10 is trained. Like,
I told you, but I ain't saying the name. But I mean, he got a hell of an operation going on, and
dog's not trained.
None of them. He can get on this motorcycle, and all of them will run behind him. But that's natural instinct.
Yeah,
you're not showing no kind of sense of control, compulsion,
nothing,
civil, nothing, man. And it was like, my question is, if you're getting a dog like a Presa, a Doberman, or a Rottweiler, you get those breeds for a specific reason. Wouldn't you like to know? I'll give you an example, man. Like I said, we can do this shit all day. Like, okay.
Oh man, I already know where you're going.
I'm Creole, right? I'm Creole.
Yeah.
So let's keep it real, right? But people say, well, the great-great-grandparents are champions. Well, my great-great-grandfather was a Frenchman. Look at me. I'm not. I don't look like him.
Yeah.
We kept the name.
Yeah.
I want to know what the parents are doing. I want to know if the parents are tried, tested. I want to see, are they skittish? Or do they have nerves? You don't know these things because you're buying dogs based on what they look like.
Yeah.
And not the insides. I don't want a big, listen, Flex Wheeler hit me up. My man, he's trying to get Adobe from me. He has a pit bull as a service dog. In Nevada, they don't allow pit bulls to be service dog. And he was telling me, we talked on the phone, he was telling me like that the dog wouldn't bite a sock if somebody came at him in his house. And he was like, he wants something that knows how to identify a threat.
Yeah.
Knows how to turn on, turn it off.
Yeah.
When you get in Dobies, when you get in Presses, when you get in Rotties, these dogs were built and made and genetically created for a purpose. You don't go out and buy a Corvette and then say, I just want to do 20 miles an hour. No, you got a Corvette because sometimes when you get on the highway, you want to open that bitch up.
Yeah.
You want to have the ability to hit it when you want to hit it. Got some more questions coming in.
What we got?
Who are your favorite trainers? Well, I'll let you got some because you got some down the south. You know them more than I do.
It's different, man. Like, it depends on what I'm looking for. When you have like competition style trainers, like we mentioned Oscar, it's a guy named Carlos that's in California. In Florida, that's amazing. When it comes to bite work stuff, it's a guy in New Jersey, a guy named John. Look him up if you don't know him. The guy's extremely talented. You have Black Leash K9 that is right here in Louisiana. People don't know this guy, but when I tell you the kid is talented. He's taking some dogs where, if you don't know Presses, if you haven't done any bite work with them and a lot of prey drive at older ages, it's hard to get them going. Black Leash K9 has come in here and done some work for me that's been amazing in these dogs going. So those are in my little circle. And then it's another guy named Moses that I've used also in Atlanta area. That's an amazing trainer too. So that's where I typically stay within if I'm doing some type of if I want some for competition, or if I want bite work, and then or advanced or basic obedience. Those guys can cover it all.
Yeah, I deal with a brother out in Atlanta called Wallace Payne. He's known, bad dude. He's won IPO titles on a national level. Oscar Moore from Elevate, of course, is my guy.
Yep.
Lewis Williams at Black Mass Kennel. You got Albin Walos that trains most of my dogs now. You got Sykes over there at South Bay Malinois. I mean, the list goes on. And the reason why we know all these trainers is because we've been to the bad ones.
Yeah. Yes.
You're going to go through a few fucking trainers.
Oh, man. Yes. Just like a few bad dogs. You're going to buy some bad dogs. You can buy some bad dogs.
Let's see. What do you guys prefer for championship males or females? I mean, it don't matter what sex, but they got to have that. They got to have that heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got to have the look. Got to have the character. So really, sex doesn't matter. Only way it matters with you or me is that for female, they come in heat, they come in season. You know, you're dealing with that.
Yeah, everybody.
Right?
Your program goes is what that is based off of. Like everybody program is different. So the sex to me doesn't matter as long as the dog has the makeup that it should have, it has the character, it has the temperament. That's what I'm looking at more than the actual sex of the dog.
Yeah, Jasmine hit one for me. I can answer. She said, option on crossing American and European lines for diversification. You can do that, but depending on what you are breeding for, what purpose. Usually the Americans are going to be the ones in the American Kennel Club. I mean, the Westminster Dog Show. You can do that, but it's going to all depend on what you're mixing those two for. If you're looking for more prey drive driven, then the working lines, of course, are never going to be the prettiest. The European working lines are never going to be the prettiest, but they're going to be the ones, they're going to be smaller, but they're going to have the fire.
Yeah.
Let me see who, man, they got all these questions, man. We're going to have to cut it down. Presume. Tradesman Exotics. That's like buying a race car and keeping it in your garage. Yeah, my man. I got Grand National. You know, I wish I could drive it more often, but it takes time to drive that shit. I got to make sure the check engine light's on. And it's got E85 fuel. Got to make sure that so yeah, it's like buying a race car and keeping the bitch in the garage. I don't like to do that. Here's another one. First, I want to say thank you for everything you're doing for the Dolby community. I respect that, but please understand that not everyone can afford a trainer. I try to learn from YouTube, and that's my best. Now, I will chime in on this one. Now, the truth, I get that. YouTube University is a great tool, but it's only a tool. Most dog training is really the trainer training you how to handle your dog, how to take command, how to distribute commands. So that's why I say a lot of these trainers, the cost for me and Rich is expensive for training because we do a lot of board and train. I don't have the goddamn time to go to training 3-4 nights a week, and I got shit to do. I got tenants, I got a wife, and I got a 10-year-old son. I have shit to do. I don't have time to be going to training for the purpose of the dog. My time needs to be made at home with my family and getting ready to work.
Hold on. But even still, I understand what this guy is saying as far as affordability. Think about that before you buy the dog. Two, and I'm sensitive to that, so I understand you can't afford certain things. And I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube too. Like I learned photography. Like I'm a professional photographer from YouTube. But when it comes to an animal, you need somebody to. How you know if you're doing something wrong by the dog based on what YouTube is telling you? Because you don't know if you're breaking the dog or not breaking the dog.
Yeah, you don't want to break your spirit.
So it's deeper than that, man. So I heard your point, but you also have a lot of negatives that can come from just trying to learn how to train an animal from YouTube compared to having a professional that knows behavior, character, emotions, and when a dog is in a situation where you could be breaking their spirit that you are not going to be aware of, even dog body language. Like YouTube not going to teach you how to recognize certain things that a dog's about to do before it does it.
No, and you may be doing bad imprinting.
Yes.
People don't know when you're doing bite work, the dog got to learn how to bite from the back of the mouth, not the front.
Yes, not the front.
Yeah, you know, so hey, listen, man, it's a lot more affordable if you join the club and go to training.
Yes.
Versus do a board and train. Board and train going to cost you a couple of G's a month minimum, right? But if you want it, but there are affordable clubs out there, my man. There's a price for everybody out there when it comes to dog training based on what you're trying to do. So clubs, you're looking at, they probably, I don't know what area you're in, but I hear they're probably charging $40 a session.
Yeah,
And it's
$20,
a group
$40.
session.
Yeah.
It's a group session.
And do you have somebody that can critique your training that you're doing with the dog?
Yeah, because again, the trainer is training you.
Yes.
So when the dog needs correction, don't correct the dog, like my man, Dog Man Mike would say. Don't correct the dog, correct yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see what other question. We gotta shut it down. Oh man, they're coming in, man. We gotta do this again.
Yeah, we will.
Opinions of genetic diversifications by crossing American and European line. I can't get into that, man. I have my own personal views about that, but to each his own. But there's American presses and there's Serbian presses. I mean, I'm not doing American Dobies for some reasons that are genetic, like the Z factor, the photosynthesis issues, skittish issues. The American line looks like deers. I got my own views on that, but listen, I love all Dobies. I love all animals. Training is $3,000. A dog bite lawsuit averages. You're fucking right. Hey, pick your poison.
Yes.
Which one you want?
Yep.
Right?
That's no doubt.
Listen, people need to understand that you have a liability, a luxury. It is not required for you to own a dog.
No.
Nobody's making you get one. And if your homeowner's insurance knew what kind of dog you had,
good luck.
Your ass gets canceled.
And here's the thing too that I see a lot in my world, and I'm sure you do too. Dealing with dominant breed dogs, people buy these dogs and not realizing it's a dominant breed and what that means, and they thinking that they can just get these dogs and take them in the house and not get them trained. And then I get a lot of people that bring dogs to me because I train dogs, and a lot of Carne Corsos, which is a dominant breed, and these dogs will bite you because they're fearful, because you haven't done the proper things in far as the environmentals and socializing the dog. And I get a lot of these dogs where I have to fix, and then people don't want to invest the money until the dog is bitten or they're scared of the dog. Then I'm scared of this dog. I need help. We should have did that in the beginning. So spend the money, man, especially if you have a dominant breed dog, like invest in training, invest in it.
Yeah. So, hey man, it was great to be in the presence of Rich Debarry, La Fundacion, the founder.
Hey.
You need to trademark that shit, because my wife is flipping out. She said, "You know how to say it just the way he says it." Oh, yeah. So, hey guys, I'm gonna put his information up here. That's for the dog food site where you order the dog food. Remember, July 4th for 24 to 48 hours. You got to type in this code
1776.
And if you don't know what 1776 is, that's the date of the year of independence.
Yes.
And the date of the independence. So you do that. And if you want to follow Rich on Instagram, that's his handle, La Fundacion K9. And click and subscribe on his YouTube. He puts a couple of videos every now and then.
Oh yeah.
He ain't populating it that much, but you put a little something. I got a notification on.
Oh yeah. It's coming.
But until then, man, I want to say thanks for coming, man. And
I appreciate it.
And again, we'll talk again.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey,
all right, man.
Gerald.
Get out.
Hey.
Yo.
Get you a Presa.
Yeah.